Thank you for hanging on there. For your consolation, this is the last segment. I would like to share with you two little stories that have happened to me personally. One was in Australia, where I was very close to this particular family, and the wife died. The man is left alone. He has 3 children, they all married and living away from the parents. After the wife died, the man became very lonely, and he had the beginning of a little dementia and Parkinson's disease. So I helped him to get into a nursing home, and he was quite okay. They had worked very hard, husband and wife. They migrated from Italy to Australia, and they, with their earnings, they were able to build 3 houses. And so the children, after their mother died, were kind of forcing the father to do his last will and testament. And he would give to whom he wanted whatever would be left at his death. So after a lot of convincing on the part of the children, the father decided to make his last will and testament, and he left a house for each child. Once he did that, the children neglected him. They would not visit him anymore in the nursing home. He had practically nobody. I was very close to him. I would visit him more or less 2-3 times a week. Every time I went there, we would have a game of cards just to keep him entertained. I would do his NRADs, get his pension and buy things that he needed, because the children were not longer interested in him because they had already gotten what they were looking for, material things. One day this man said to me, "Father, I would love to see my children. I would love to see my grandchildren. I miss them so much." So I rang the older son. I said, "Papa would like to see you, especially the grandchildren." And the family guy, the oldest, said to me, "Father, you mind your own business. Don't worry about him." So I would visit him regularly and do whatever I could just to keep him amused for a little while. So the dementia got worse, Parkinson's disease got worse, to the stage that he did not recognize me anymore. So one day I asked him, his name is Mario. I said, "Mario, do you know who I am?" He looked at me in my eyes and he said, "No, I don't know who you are." But he said, "I know you love me." I was the only person who continued to take care of him and to love him like my father. But when he said those words to me, I don't know, because we had a very beautiful friendship, and I thought he would never reach the point where he would not recognize me anymore. So I said to him, "Do you know who I am?" Pierced my eyes and my heart. And he said, "No, I don't know who you are, but I know you love me." Love needs to speak louder than words. Another little episode, as I work in the dump site, Vinaya 1, here in Cebu, we take care of children of the scavengers. We have a center. We have 230 children who come to us every day. These are children from the age of 3 to 6, just nursery, kinder 1 and kinder 2. They stay with us 3 hours from 8 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock in the morning, and second session 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And the center provides everything for them: uniforms, school supplies, medical, food. And to run the place, we do need 150,000 pesos a month, and it's all free We don't charge anything because these people cannot afford. They are scavengers and they have to fight for survival. It's from hand to mouth. They have to work 10, 12 hours a day just to make ends meet. And it's scavenging among the garbage, recycling whatever they can recycle. Not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before, after celebrating Misa di Gallo, I sort of went around just to say hello to the people. And as I was walking through the garbage, I could hear a groaning of a person. And the person was going, and continued. So I listened because I could not depict where the voice was coming from. So I moved around and sort of the groaning became closer. And then I found a little child, 4 years old, who had been dumped on the garbage, as a piece of garbage. The mother somehow had a nervous breakdown. Many children in the family. She could not support them anymore because the income was very limited. So somehow she thought the best thing to do is to just throw her in the garbage. And then when I got to the child, I asked the child, been there already 3 days, are you hungry? She said, yes, Father. Are you thirsty? Yes, Father. So I went and brought some little pan de sal and some water. And I went back and gave her, there was 4 little pieces of pan de sal and a bottle of water. I gave it to her and she ate one. Then I said to her, I thought you told me you were hungry. She said, yes, I am. She said, but I am keeping these 3 others for my mother. My mother doesn't love me anymore, but I love her. She's my mother, and I could never have another mother. 4 years old. And she grabbed hold of my trousers and she begged me and she said, Father, please pray to Mama Mary that my mother will come back because I love her so much and I cannot live without her. This is a child of 4 years old begging me to pray with her for her mother to come back. We cannot kill love. We cannot destroy love. We cannot abandon people who need to be loved. If you have time and you have materials, do read something about Mother Teresa. That woman will touch your heart. And she always would say, I am God's pencil. That's how humble she was. I'm only just God's pencil. Mother Teresa has taught the world how to love without expecting anything in return. So we are called to continue God's mission in propagating love. There's so much hatred in the world. There's so much upheaval in the world, whether it be in government or in church. The church is having its own problems now also, and big problems. There was a book came out recently called Satan in the Vatican. A few years ago, I was working in Santo Rosario here in Cebu. And a group of people came and looking for me. They said, we're looking for Father John. I said, that's me. What can I do for you? And they told me that I was destroying their work, being involved in BLD, Alay sa Diyos, and Bugasaloob sa Diyos, and Covenant Communities, and other organizations. They told me I was destroying their work. I said, what is your work? They introduced themselves as being a satanic group of people. And what are you doing here? They said, we are 145 members. Our aim is to do penance, fasting, and praying to destroy the unity of Christian marriage and to destroy priests and nuns. So we have satanic attacks in our own city. And people are destroying the goodness of so many people. I wish I could open the door of your heart. And I wish I could find written in the door of your heart, love. If we could maybe give it away, what a wonderful world it would be. How are you feeling? What are your sentiments? What are you going to do after this program? Spend time in praying in front of the Blessed Sacrament and ask the Lord to help you to love, to share the love that is in your heart with those people around you, in your own family. When was the last time you told your father, your mother, your brother or sister, your teacher, or whoever, I love you? When was the last time you said to your mother, to your father, your brothers and sisters, and your family members, thank you? When was the last time you said something good to the people around you? It's always very easy to criticize. It's always very easy to destroy. But let's build a world filled with love, and you will see the change in your life. You want to change for the better? Spend at least 1 hour a week in front of the Blessed Sacrament. He will teach you how to love, because He knows it all. And you'll see the difference in your life, and you'll see the difference in your family, in your work, in your schools. And you'll see that you can change the world one person at a time. Thank you for being patient. May God bless you, and have a beautiful, beautiful day.